وعليكم وبركاته.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم بارك لنا في بقية شهر شعبان وبلغنا شهر Ramadan. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the sustainer, the nourisher of the entire universe. Peace, blessings, and His mercy be upon the most merciful person ever walked on the earth, our Habibuna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, upon his lovely relatives, his families, his most dedicated companions, ashab, and all the followers who love to follow the Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the best manner possible. Dear believers, it is indeed a time for all of us to smile once again. Just as we heard last week, yes, we are now coming even more closer to the best month of Ramadan, the best month now, that is month of Ramadan. A best guest is coming. A guest who is coming with not just one gift, but many packages full of gifts. When we have a guest coming into our house, bringing so much of precious things, many gifts, and we will be excited to welcome that guest, that visitor. Now the month of Ramadan is the best guest, and it doesn't come always, only once in a year. After 11 months, this month comes. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, it is important for us all to welcome this month. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has stated very clearly in 5 verses in Surah Al-Baqarah, 5 verses, 5 ayat that clearly deals with all about fasting and the month of Ramadan. Inshallah, today we'll go through just the first ayah in the Quran that speaks about the importance of fasting. Let's find out how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated that it is compulsory on us to fast in the month of Ramadan. As I said last week, the month of Ramadan is a month that believers get excited. But on the other hand, hypocrites whose faith or belief in Allah is less, who do not have hope in the rewards that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would give, for them, the month of Ramadan is just like a burden. They find it very hard and they wish the month of Ramadan goes too fast. But we are not in that category. We believe and we strongly understand that the month of Ramadan is an important guest to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَّامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. This was the first ayah in relation to fasting before speaking about the month of Ramadan. And now the third ayah is شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. But let's begin with this ayah inshaAllah. In this ayah, Allah says, "O those who believed, يا أيها الذين آمنوا." What a beautiful addressing. There is no better way of addressing the believers. "O those who believed." Okay? Now when we address, we say, "Dear brothers or sisters," I can tell you this addressing, according to the scholars when they explain, it was just enough to say, "Ya ayyuhal mu'minun." But the Quran uses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses a beautiful way of expression. "Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu." Oh, those who believed. Now in this addressing itself, Allah makes it clear. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to talk or he's going to tell us, he's going to tell the believers Non-believers, those who don't have belief, or those who pretend to be believing, this may not apply. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to say, that applies only to the believers. If you have belief and faith, iman, you will take it. You don't need more details about it. You don't need a lot of wisdom or rationale behind it. All what you need is, you don't look for the logical reason. All what you think, yes, it's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I believe in that. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. All those who believe. Now, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about general things, for example, believe or worship, broad things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will call all human beings. Ya ayyuhan nasu u'budu rabbakum. But when it comes to particular specific acts of worship, like the salah, zakah, fasting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the word, O believers, O those who believe. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. Now we all have to listen. Yes, we believe in you, Ya Allah. We are there to listen to you. What do you have to say, Ya Allah? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, Kutiba alaykum as-siyam. Kutiba alaykum as-siyam. Fasting is an act of worship that has been prescribed or made compulsory on you. Kutiba alaykum as-siyam, that has been made compulsory on you to fast. Now, fasting, of course, there are different definitions for fasting in different religions or different believers. But in Islam, the fasting it's about dry fasting or absolute fasting. That means we do not drink or eat anything while we are fasting. Right from dawn to dusk, we abstain from eating or drinking or having relationship with our partners. Now that is fasting. كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَّامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. Subhanallah. Look at this, how amazing, how beautifully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is presenting. He's telling us, look, when it comes to fasting, staying away from eating and drinking, this is something that our body, even if our brain wants to. You see, many times, doctors or health scientists, they will tell us, look, you need to lose some weight. You need to go and exercise. You need to go to the gym or whatever. Then what happens? Yes, rationally we are convinced. We understood, yes, we have to. I have to get rid of my diabetes, my sugar level. I have to bring my cholesterol down. I have to go active. Rationally, I agree with it, I accept it. But then my mind was like, okay, will keep me lazy. Sit down. I can relax, sleep. It's too hard, like that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to address this, not because we don't understand the value because we are believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, yes, we want to fast, yes. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to take it easy. Guys, don't get shocked. Don't get shocked. It wasn't just for you. It's not something that you are starting new. People have already done it and tried it and successfully they have done it. Before that, Kutiba alaykum as-siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum. You're not the first ones to get worried and anxious, nervous. How am I going to do this? You're not the only one who is learning how to drive. Many people you can see on the roads, they all are driving. Youngsters are driving, girls are driving, boys are driving. So you don't have to worry. Now instructor tells that student, the learner. In many areas like that. Just like this now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us psychological treatment before we get shocked. Don't get worried. We tried with these others and they all did it successfully. Musa alayhi salam. وَإِذْ وَعَدْنَا مُوسَى 40 لَيْلَةً. Musa alayhi salam, he had to fast for 40 days. And they say that his fasting was longer hours than us. Musa alayhi salam and the Banu Israel. If you go through the Bibles, for example, you see that Jesus fasted 40 days before he had this temptation from the devil. In the Bible it explains. That's why even in Christianity and Judaism, Hinduism, almost all the religions, practice of fasting exists. May differ with us, in terms of the rules and the methods. There may be fasting, water fasting they call it. Water fasting is that you can drink water, everything else is forbidden. Some religions are like that. Some religions, yes, you can eat everything but not the meat, or not this particular types of food. But this is all because, as the Quran stated, كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمْ, as it was prescribed or made compulsory for people before you. Generations before us, Bani Israel, the people of Musa alayhi salam, people of Isa alayhi salam, all had this practice of fasting. Yes, some of them had differences in details. So don't worry, you're not the only ones. You're not the only ones. You can fast. It is within your reach. It's not beyond your capacity. كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمْ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains, tells us, look, look, my believers, I asked you to fast, and fasting is not just for you, it was for others as well. They did fast. But now remember, what you're going to get out of it, you're going to get taqwa out of it. Okay? Now, well, this is, when it comes to fasting, yes, there will be many health benefits. There may be help with children, for example. I was telling you today, in the morning, look, Ramadan is coming, and the whole Ramadan is going to be during our academic time. There are many tests, exams, plans, zakahs, all coming up. But don't get shocked, because that actually helps to develop resilience, to take the challenges, to keep balance. You can't leave all the exams and studies because of fasting. You can't leave fasting because of this. You must become stronger. Yes, when you end up in a situation like that, you must be able to cope with it. So Alhamdulillah, Ramadan, it actually helps us to develop our discipline, our resilience, our strength, mentally, physically. And may Allah forbid, but if we end up in some areas where we can't reach to, we have no access to water or drink or anything, we as Muslims who had got the experience of fasting for many hours, we don't have problem. We'll say, okay, I will still survive for a few more hours because I'm used to it. You see, the other one had this blood test. Now they told me, look, you got to fast. I said, oh subhanAllah, it's not month of Ramadan, how am I going to fast? I said, no, you got to fast in the night time. Of course, I don't drink or eat anything in the night. No, once you drink something at night, then you don't drink all the way till 8 o'clock. That's easy. That's not a problem. 8 o'clock, only what I will be missing is my tea or something else. That's fine. Then again, that girl, reception rings me and said, look, please remember this. You're not going to, you're going to fast. I said, that's okay. You don't have to. I know that. I said, no, many people, they can't do this. I said, look, I'm a person who used to fast for many hours. In 2001, in Australia, the Ramadan was right in the December and January. Many hours, 14 hours more or longer in summer. Muslims fasted. Okay, they had no problems. They were working outside, yet they fasted. Their strength of resilience to cope with challenges stronger. I'm not saying others are not, but alhamdulillah, we are trained for that. Every year we get that training. Get that training how to put up. That's the meaning of لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So for us, that fasting for a few hours is not a problem. Alhamdulillah, subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually made us stronger. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, that you achieve taqwa out of it. Now what is the value of taqwa, my dear brothers and sisters? What is the value of taqwa in a believer's life? Taqwa, you need it for your success in this life and in the hereafter. No taqwa, you failed. No taqwa, no Jannah. No taqwa, your relationship with your partners, your wives, your children, your parents, all go in trouble. Because taqwa is a discipline. Taqwa is what will take us to Jannah. إِنَّ الْمُتَّقِينَ فِي جَنَّاتٍ وَنَعِيمٍ. Indeed, those who have taqwa, who are pious, they will be in the Jannat al-Firdaus, in comfortable position. وَأُزْلِفَتِ الْجَنَّةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. The Jannah has been prepared not for anyone else but those who have got taqwa, the piety, fear of Allah, respect for Allah, obedience. Yes, here Allah, you told me to fast. I don't care what there's a logic behind it. Someone might say, why you stop? Okay, you stop eating. Why you stop drinking? You should be drinking. No, I am not concerned about anything. But I have been told, my God, that I believed in Him firmly. I got Iman. I've been addressed, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, and I've been asked to fast. I am fasting, and Allah has told me the reason, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, that you might attain the taqwa. That means total submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Taqwa means total submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is our distinctive character of a believer is, I submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala no matter what. Dear brothers, yes, the Ramadan is coming. Ramadan is coming just around, inshallah, a few days. On Wednesday evening, try your best, get the sunnah. It's a sunnah to go out, okay? It's wajib as well in some madhab, and fardu kifaya in some madhab, according to some scholars. Whatever it is, you get a reward for going out, okay, before Maghrib. Go and get ready to sight the moon. It's a sunnah, it's a recommended thing. You get hasanat for that. Someone has to do that, we can do it, inshallah, go for it. Once it is sighted, my dear believers, inshallah, the next day, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a chance, we get sighted or get confirmation from anywhere else around Australia that's been sighted and confirmed, we will start fasting on Thursday. Don't get worried. Fasting is not going to be so difficult thing, but alhamdulillah, receive it. Yes, I am willing to take it. My dear believers, just like any other times, I would like to share a brief story with you about Sayyidina Umayr ibn al-Hammam al-Ansari radiyallahu anhu. Umayr ibn al-Hammam al-Ansari radiyallahu anhu was a Sahabi right from Medina. Now Medina, they were Ansar, that means helpers. Umayr was one of them. He was a lovely Sahabi. So what happened was that when this Battle of Badr was declared, the Ghazwat Badr. Now, by the way, the Ghazwat Badr took place in the month of Ramadan. In the month of Sha'ban, in the second year after Hijrah migration, in the month of Sha'ban, this verse of Shahr Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, that was revealed in the month of Sha'ban, this month. In the month of Ramadan, that one was next month, they were going for Battle of Badr. That was to travel all the way from Medina to Badr. That itself was over between 128, 129, almost 150 kilometers. And it was really hard. Now Umayr ibn al-Hammam al-Ansari radiyallahu anhu, when he heard the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, قُومُوا إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Get up to Jannah. That was as the battle started. Just as the battle started, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was telling the Sahaba, قُومُوا إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. Get up and proceed to Jannah, of which the size is as big as the heavens and the earth. As big as the heavens and the earth. عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. That big Jannah. Then this Sahabi, Umayr ibn al-Hammam al-Ansari radiyallahu anhu, came to Ya Rasulullah, came to Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ya Rasulullah, عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. The size of that Jannah is the heavens and the earth. He said, عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. For me as well, Ya Rasulullah, for you as well. Then he said, look, then I got no time. I have to grab it as soon as possible. So he had some dates in his bag. He was starting to eat it. And then he said, no, I don't have time even for that. Once I am sure I'm going to get Jannah, why should I waste my time eating these dates from this dunya? I will get better dates from the Akhirah. These are just the copies of it. The real dates are in Jannah. So he saying bakhin, that was the word, expression of happiness, excitement. He just to put the dates back there, and he said, if I waste my time, if I am waiting for these days to be finished, that will be too late for me to go to Jannah. Putting that bag aside there, he took his sword and went right in the middle of the battle, and he bravely fought. He didn't think about it. He didn't make it, I'm going to worry about my children, what's going to happen to me, I'm going to be killed. Nothing like that. This was the true Iman. This was the true Taqwa. Now, my believers, yes, we don't have the situation like this. You don't have to carry the swords or guns or anything, alhamdulillah. Because of their sacrifice, we are now in a position that we can do ibadah. But all what we've been asked, we start getting nervous and worried and feared. Just short hours, stay away from food. So alhamdulillah, believers, we cannot ignore, we cannot neglect, we cannot compromise on fasting. Whole days in the month of Ramadan, whatever the excuses, try to fast. Alhamdulillah, all my brothers sitting in front, they will be fasting once, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded. That is it. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. Habibuna sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This one back in our countries, those who are sitting here, they know that every day there will be some talks, some speeches. Then this hadith gets always repeated. The hadith that the Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was walking up on the mimbar, and on each step the Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said Ameen. Then the next step he climbed up, and then again he said Ameen sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Third step also he climbed, and then he said Ameen. Then the Sahaba after Salah, they said, Ya Rasulullah, that was very strange and odd for us to hear you saying Ameen. Is it a particular sunnah to say Ameen as you climb on the mimbar? Then the Habib sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Oh Sahaba, listen, why I said Amin 3 times? Because Jibreel alayhi salam was sent to me. Jibreel alayhi salam came to me. Now the Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam can see or hear the angels, but not other Sahaba. So
there's somebody parked in the turning bay and the truck is there, he's blowing his horn.
Please, Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam made this dua. One of them was, I'm not going through all of those 3. The Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Jibreel alayhi salam came and said that Man adraka shahr Ramadan falam yughfar lahu faqad fadakhala an-nar fab'adahu Allah. That one is blessed to be in the month of Ramadan, but he did not respect that month of Ramadan the way he should be respected, and he didn't get the forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As a result, he ended up in the Jahannam. He is definitely a loser. He has been lost or kept away from the blessing of Allah. Oh, Prophet say Ameen. Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Ameen. So we don't want to be among the losers by failing to respect this month of Ramadan. So my dear brothers, let's welcome this month of Ramadan with full hearts. Now there are a few announcements before I forget.